Hey everybody, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas from Hellhath No Furney Show. I'm your host, Chris Furney, and we're going to be doing reviews on some records, very interesting, cool records for Christmas. A couple of them I've had for ages and ages. The other ones I've collected when I was like a teenager, back in the 90s I started collecting the other ones. King Diamond, no presents for Christmas, folks. It's an epic, classic song. Very classic song by the King Diamond. Anyways, to get the show started, I would like to first mention, check out the band Witherfall at www.witherfall.com, where you can get all sorts of merch. You can see everything all about the band. You'll see all the information about them guys. They're a bunch of great guys. And it's really cool. You know, them guys are great. You know, my nephew and his band members, all of them absolute awesome musicians. I can go on and on. It would take forever if I was to talk about how good Jake is at guitar. He is one of the best. I'm telling you right now. So, I'm being very honest. He is one of the best guitarists I've ever seen, play. He's a friend of mine, but still, I tell it like it is. It's about talent. It is what it is. And check him out again, www.witherfall.com. And check, Joseph Michael. He goes on the Witherfall show. They go on live. And with that, I'm going to say there's an announcement in a week or two, maybe less. I don't know, in between. But I'm definitely going to be interviewed on the Joseph Michaels show with Witherfall. And you never know. Jake might be on there. Who knows? And a very good friend of mine, Don, he just might be on there. You never know. Don pops in on the show live with them guys every once in a while. It's awesome. So check it out. I'll be having previews and hopefully some advertisements about the show more as the week progresses, or 2 weeks, how long it is when Joe schedules things. We'll see. So back on to the Christmas stuff. I've had these records for a very, very, very long time. And this is the Snoopy Christmas album with the what do you call it? It's the Guardsmen. And this is the front and the back. And the Royal Guardsmen, they're called. And this album, I've had this album for forever, ever and ever. And there was another album that's a little older that I've had for ages. A little different. Same cover, little different artwork on it. And this one particular album of the two originally belonged to Joe, actually. And if anyone was curious to know how I know this, well, I know this because of family. But if you zoom up a little closer on this album, you'll notice it says initials and my last name and Joe's father. And this record was owned by Kenny, my brother, who is, Joseph's father. And like I was saying, this version of it was mine that I had for many, many years. I forgot to mention that. And then anyway, so yeah, these are two very special albums, Christmas albums, that I was really, really into for a long time. This stack of records is the next subject I have to be. This is our tribute to somebody local. These are all an artist from the Buffalo. The Buffalo area, I believe he's from. I'm pretty sure. Somewhere up here, upstate New York, anyway. With that, it's on the Christmas theme first on this. And this is the legendary John Valby. This is the Christmas album. And this is the Clean album. This one, there's a story behind this album, actually. He did another album, which I cannot mention on the air. But these are all the Clean songs that he did. And let's get that out of the way. Where is it? Let me see if I can even put this on the air, on the thing here. Yeah, there's nothing really bad. But yeah, he had another album. I can't show it because of the title. But it was the actual album that he got in trouble for some time ago. And this is a rare album. This is Dirt. This is one of his earliest. This is one of the early John Valby. It's got a picture of him right there. For those who want to know what he looks like, it was when he was very young. A lot younger. A really funny comedian and an awesome pianist. Just awesome pianist. Hotel Buffalo. This is another one of his classic early albums. Piano and comedy. Very, very big time comedy. It's mostly 90% of the dirty kind of comedy, but it's comedy. And this is Pixieland. This one he's noted for the sound effects. He uses like a pitch shifter to make his voice sound like the Chipmunks or the Pixies or whatever they are. It's one of his most legendary albums, and this one is, I got to cover that for obvious reasons. Anyways, nothing bad, just this is signatured John Valby album, and it is piano. Yeah, I did have to cover that. Oh, well, yeah. It has a word on there I cannot put on the air. I will not put on the air. This one is called Happy. That's all I'm going to say the title is. But here's some live performance pictures. This is later on in years of John Valby. His other name was Dr. Dirty, of course. And yeah, this one I can tell you about. I can't show this. This is Give Me Dirt. It's a picture, but it's not really good for. And this is the second copy of Buffalo, Hotel Buffalo. That one I could show. What I did on my summer. Yeah, this one's okay to show. Yeah. What I did on my summer. And I'm checking the names of the songs to make sure that I can show this. And there's no swear words or nothing on this. So I can show this. It's a picture of John Valby. Like I said, one of the best pianists, one of the funniest comedians in the area. Really, really awesome guy. Really awesome guy. I've collected these records for a long, long time. Some of them are hard to get. Next one is, let me see. This one, I cover the word there. And Philosophical Bowl, you can only imagine, this is actually one of the more popular ones that came out in the 80s. All right, another Pixie. That's my other Pixie album. Same thing that I showed everybody. Let's see. This is the actual Philosophical. Yeah. Well, I just showed it anyway. Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, trying to get the light so you can see. This is what he looks like. That's John Valby. Another, same thing, only different cover. He did another one, and this one here is like a really rare one of John Valby. Same thing, same songs as the other ones, pretty much. And then you got the back with the pictures and everything. And let's see, this one is, the next one is John Valby. Oh, yeah, this is one of the early live albums that he did. Excuse my voice, a little out of whack today. But yeah, this is actually pretty rare as well. It's another John Valby album. And then, there is a very rare John Valby album. It was put out by John Valby, and let's see, it shows him and his friends and the people he worked with. I just want to make sure that there's no swear words or nothing, because in comedy they do a lot of swearing. There's dirty comedy, and then this is one of the local dirty comedies. But there's a picture of him. This is from the 70s. It's an extremely rare album. He's got all his buddies with him, all his friends, and you know. So, but yeah, that was my little kind of interpretation review of John Valby, and Christmas album and all his other albums, and then of course the Snoopy albums. And I've got other albums, I just don't know where they are right now, that I wanted to review real quick. There was the Chipmunks album. I have the 80s version of the Christmas songs, and of course the Alien Christmas songs, which are really rare. I've got the 45 of that, and I've got a collection of 45s that are of the weird, bizarre, and the strange, the really comical stuff. The stuff that a legendary radio show once played all the time. The name of that show was called the Dr. Demento Show. Little shout out to him. And what a crazy, cool show it was. All sorts of really, really wacky tunes and all sorts of Looney Tunes and stuff like that. If you like that stuff, Popeye. But, while we're at it, let's see if I got a few records that are in the strange, bizarre category that we can go over real quick. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go over these. Ones. So let's see what we got here. Speaking of the really crazy, bizarre, and one of my biggest fandom of comedy, very rare Three Stooges LP. And this LP in particular is just one for the home run on comedy and songs, sing-alongs. They do a lot of songs that are from the 20s and the 30s. There's one particular song my grandmother used to sing all the time, and Larry Fine being the one to sing it. And the name of the song was Mezzy Dotes and Dozy Dotes. My grandmother used to sing that all the time. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, they say it's kind of a kids type album, but it's more of a every family member album. After all, it is the Three Stooges, the knucklehead type record. So anyways, this next 3 albums that I'm going to show, these ones originally were in my brother Kenny's collection. And Joe could definitely, vouch for this because he knows, it is his father. But this was out of my brother's collection, and these were novelty. These were novelty, and these are special to me because, my brother was like big into what it is, wrestling. But here it is. This is the original wrestling album that was released before the WWF. This is a compilation of a whole bunch of albums that were released. This was released around 85, and it has all sorts of really cool stuff on it. It's got Adrian Street. It's got Freddie Blassie, a lot of wrestlers that were and weren't in the WWF at the time. And he's got all the tracks there. All these were all put on 45s originally, and they were all novelty, and they were pretty cool. This next one, gotta do them in order. This is the original wrestling album that the WWF took its time to do, and with Rick Derringer and a lot of other people are involved in this very album. It has a big fold out. It shows a studio with everybody in it, and then you turn it this way on the front, and it shows the entire cast of wrestlers that were in the one Battle Royal song, and it was a interesting Battle Royal. And then, of course, there's one of my favorite tunes on here. It's got Hulk Hogan's original theme. It also has the theme from the tag team. I can't think of the name of them, but eventually became Hulk Hogan's song. And another really cool fact for everybody. Let me see on here if it shows it. It shows it on the back, actually, which is a true thing about this. I'm about to say, yeah, here we go. Paul Orndorff was a real drummer. Hulk Hogan really played the bass guitar. Jimmy Hart actually was a professional musician, and he was a professional singer, and he was actually a successful singer, I might add. And let's see, Captain Lou Albano, he actually had an album with a band called NRBQ, and it was Captain Lou Albano. It was a great, great, great album. I have it somewhere. It's NRBQ. And okay, so a year later, Pile Driver was released. Another novelty WWF album. This one consists of all the videos and everything. And again, it's got Jimmy Hart, who was a established music artist in real life. Honky Tonk Man, another one. Yeah, he was an Elvis impersonator, but he was a musician. That was real. Mean Gene Okerlund as well. And then it's got Pile Driver. It's got all the theme songs from 1986 and throughout 87 and 88. And, it's a really, really good album. I like it. I always like these WWF and the other wrestling album, the other novelty albums and stuff. We'll get into more novelties because I've got a lot of novelty albums in my collection. And, just odd and end stuff that you would hear on the Dr. Demento show. A lot of old cartoons that are long gone, long lost. I've got a lot of records of the great man of a thousand voices. I mean, Mel Blanc. I've got like all sorts of Capitol records of his. For those that are familiar with Mel Blanc, he did all the stuff on Capitol Records, and then eventually went on to the record company that owned Warner Brothers, which was years later. And like I said, I got a lot of those too. I collect novelty because I love comedy and novelty. It's awesome. I've got all the George Carlins. I've got pretty much all the Bill Cosby stuff from the past, and all his old classic records and stuff. What else do I got? I've got Cheech and Chong records. I've got, like I said, I got novelty stuff. And the Dr. Dirty stuff that we talked about, John Felby, that's local artist novelty records. And as far as my knowledge goes, they were never played on the Dr. Demento show. And, of course, he couldn't play them on there because if he did, they'd be heavily censored. But I'm sure everybody would still be laughing. I mean, I'm sure there's a few dirty but clean songs that he did in his show, like the Candy Bar Poem. I think I'm going to say a certain artist somewhere, I'm not going to say, but I'll just say a certain artist did put the Candy Bar Poem on an FM station he once worked for. I'm not going to say who it is, but memory serves me right. I think he did play the Candy Bar Poem on that station. So anyways, we're going to call it the night, and this is a longer episode today. I hope you enjoyed this little talk on Christmas Eve about some of my old collection of novelty and comedy and, and Christmas, a little bit of Christmas song albums and stuff. And so, with that,
you're a mean one, Mr. Spock.
Have a great Christmas, everybody.
Really?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll do a show on New Year's.
Cuddly.
And like I said, we're going to do another show soon. Like I said, 1 or 2 weeks. I'll be interviewed by Joseph. And like I said, you never know. Jake might be on there. Don might be on there. Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to check it. We'll have to see what happens. It's going to be fun and great.
You're inhuman.
It's going to be awesome.
Mr. Spock.
Stay tuned for more shows. Hit that like button, please. And please subscribe. It's pretty cool. I have videos, once, twice, 3 times a month sometimes. Depends when I can do them. So, with that, good night, everybody, and have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thanks for watching the Hellhath No Furney Show. One last thing, www.witherfall.com. Thank you.